We talk a lot about musical things on this channel, but there are some things that have nothing to do with your musical ability that can help you to get and to keep gigs. So I thought today we could talk about some of those things that can help set you apart as a musician that have nothing to do with music. And I could do this in my home studio, but I thought it would be fun to mix it up. So today we're out here on this dry lake bed with my dog, and we'll just hang out and talk about some of the not musical things that can help set you apart as a musician. So the first one I want to talk about is a no-brainer. It's preparation. You should be the most prepared person in the band every time. And by that I mean know the chords, know the form, know the songs backwards and forwards. If you need to make charts, create charts, whatever you need to do to make sure that you are always playing the right note at the right part in the song, that's huge, especially for my bass players, right? Everyone's leaning on you. So that doesn't have to do with how good you are. That has to do with how much time you put in to prepare for your rehearsal, for your show, for your gig, right? So that's a no-brainer. Just put in the time to be prepared, and that is going to serve you really well. That's my dog. Okay, the second one is related to the first one, and that's just be reliable. And by that I mean everyone believes beyond a shadow of a doubt, no matter what, you are going to be on stage or at rehearsal or whatever it is, ready to play the first note at the time that was discussed. So if that means the call time's 4 p.m., that means you're tuning at 3:57, and at 4 you're ready to play the first note at rehearsal, at the studio, or at the sound check for the gig, right? And I guarantee you, you're going to be the only one that does that. But if you can establish that as your reputation, people are going to know that they can count on you, right? So that means you just have to plan ahead. That means traffic is never an excuse. Give yourself extra time. Just get there 30 minutes early. Then you can just hang out and look at your phone and chill and catch your breath rather than coming in 15 or 20 minutes late. Because I guarantee you, your band leader will love you for it. I've been a band leader. I've been responsible for scheduling things. And there's nothing worse as a band leader, 15 minutes after the call time, and you're waiting on somebody to show up and you can't start until everybody's there, right? That's a good way not to get asked back. And that takes no skill at all. That just means plan and just get there on time, no matter what. So number 2, be reliable. Okay, so the third thing doesn't have anything to do with your musical ability, but sets you apart, is your body language on stage. And maybe you don't think that's important, but hear me out. If someone pays money to go to a show as opposed to sitting at home and listening to an album for free, why are they doing that? It's because people want to experience live music in a moment, right? There's something different about seeing live music, and it's not just how it sounds, it's how it looks. It's how people are interacting on stage. It's about watching a band or a group of musicians performing together, right? So if you're standing there and you're just looking at your feet the whole time, or you look scared, or you look like you're not excited to be there, you're not serving the show. Make eye contact with your band members. You need to make eye contact with people in the crowd. You have to look excited to be there because you're playing music. How cool is that you're getting to play music with friends? Maybe you're nervous. I know it takes practice, but that's something that you can work on. That's something that I think is very important. It's a part of the show, is how you look. You need to look like you want to be there. You need to be excited to play music. So work on your body language. Work on your posture. Work on your breathing. Work on your eye contact with other people. Maybe it doesn't come naturally for you, but it's something that is important and you need to work on. Okay, the next one that has nothing to do with your musical ability, but is going to help set you apart, get gigs, and keep gigs, is just a positive vibe. There have been a number of amazing musicians that I've gotten to work with through the years that, even though they're absolutely incredible musically, their negative attitude and the way they complain, it makes me not want to do gigs with them. I would much rather do a gig with someone that has a positive energy, that's not as much of a monster musically, than somebody that's jaded and negative all the time. Because music is such an emotional thing. It's expressing so much besides just the notes. If you're bringing a negative vibe, it's actually going to affect the music in a negative way, right? So it's pretty straightforward. Just don't be a jerk, and that's going to help you. Another thing that has nothing to do with your musical ability but does matter is you need to put some focus into how you're presenting yourself visually. That's not just your guitar and your rig and the equipment that you're playing, but it's also the clothes that you're wearing. It's how you're doing your whole vibe, right? It's how you look visually. And I hate to say that that's a part of this whole thing, but it is. People are going to judge you before they hear you. They're going to see your band promo pic. They're going to see you walk on stage. They're going to see you in social media. They're going to see you probably before they hear you, and they're going to judge you before they hear you. And I hate to say that, but it is just true. So I'm not saying you have to dress to the nines. I'm not saying you have to wear something crazy. I'm just saying how you present yourself, it is important, right? Because it's not just you, it's elevating the whole group that you're playing with. You might have to decide for yourself what that looks like for you, but I'm just saying put a little bit of focus and energy into thinking about how you look as well as how you sound. Okay, and the last thing that has nothing to do with your musical ability but will help you to get and to keep your gigs is be a team player on and off the stage. So that means help carry the PA. That means help drive the van. That means help sell the merch. Whatever it is, if you see a need, just step in, right? There's so many times when the bass player is done loading in before the drummer. Go help carry the tom drums in. Like, go help your band members. Help the tour manager. You know, if you're on the road and you see a need, just step in and be a team player. People are going to remember that, because the next time is going to come around when they're trying to decide who's going to be on the gig. They're going to remember that you were cool, that you're easy to work with, and that you were willing to help. So that's something you can do to set yourself apart that has nothing to do with how you sound on stage. If you can apply some of these things, it's going to help you get new and better musical opportunities. Okay, what are some other things that have nothing to do with your musical ability that can help you to get and keep gigs? I'm curious what you think, asking for myself because I'm trying to learn too. So put your ideas in the comments section. If you are trying to get to the next level with your bass playing, I do have a resource that might be helpful for you. I have a bass course. There's a link to that in the description. This has been really fun hanging out on the lake bed with you and Ella, so thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next video.